What's up guys and welcome back to On the Brick, where I just did a really long video and I have some longer or bigger ones coming up as well, so I wanted to do something a little shorter but obviously equally as useful, and I wanted to give you 3 tips when it comes to starting your own store. Over the last year and a half since I started this channel, I have seen a lot of stores open in the custom LEGO community, and unfortunately a lot of them close as well. Now that's kind of just natural, so this video isn't really going to be telling you how to make sure you can keep your store open, but these are 3 things I think you can do that will help keep your store open. Also, just to clarify, this is specifically if you want to open a store related to the custom LEGO community. With that said, tip number 1. Pick a good name. There's a reason I'm starting with this, and it's because I cannot overstate just how important this point actually is. And the easiest way to do this is to keep it simple. For instance, my own web store is literally just my name. While the name itself doesn't necessarily reflect what it is that I sell, here being part kits for custom sets, On the Brick is sort of a brand that talks about custom LEGO, and so it should be implied. So if I tell you that I have a store, which I do, On the Brick should be what immediately comes to mind. And in a similar vein, don't worry too much about getting whateverblank.com. While it is the most simple version, plenty of people don't. I don't, for instance, and neither does Brickfall, and sometimes it's just a matter of what is available or what's cheapest. For instance, onthebrick.com was rather expensive compared to onthebrick.fun. I've also seen some people out there though have some pretty bad names. I'm not going to use any exact examples, but you don't want to do something like Ahsoka Tano is the best character ever.com, because while that's true, it's way too long and it doesn't actually say what it is that you sell. While on the other hand, you have names like Clone Army Customs, which is nice, simple, and tells you exactly what you are going to get. So remember, give yourself a good name and keep it simple. Point number 2, put yourself out there. If you happen to have an audience, then it's already going to help with this, because if you already have a platform where people like what you do, then they're more willing to check you out. That doesn't mean that if you have 4,000 subscribers that 4,000 people will go to your store. By no means is that what's happening for me. But I can tell you that the amount of people who have gone to the store because of my YouTube channel and Instagram is greater than 0. But even beyond that, I still need to put myself out there. I still need to go and advertise my store, tell people that it exists, and let people know that they can go there to not only support me, but get some really cool things. Yeah, this video is also partly because of that. And it's actually something that I'm personally not very good at. I really should be advertising it on my Instagram pretty much every single week, at least a few times a week maybe. And look, if you're going to be starting a store in the LEGO custom community or the custom LEGO community, having something like an Instagram is a must. If you're watching this in the future and some other platform has taken over, insert that there instead. But having a social media platform of some sort is going to help you and help people be able to know what products you have and what you do. Marketing is the absolute hardest thing to do, but if you do it right, it will pay off. Point number 3, do a good job. As I've said a lot on this channel, if I am showing off your product or talking about you, it's because I've purchased from you and think that even if I didn't enjoy it, other people probably will. But I've also had it happen where I've had such a bad experience with the store for one reason or another, I made the decision not to talk about them and share it because I just don't want to direct more people their way. Bad service really sucks, and I don't necessarily mean awful experiences. I mean it's better to give a customer 1 great experience than 2 good or okay ones. The reality is that you could give customers 50 great experiences, but the one time you mess up is what's gonna stick out. But if you're being rude, uncaring, you're not fulfilling orders properly, you're not answering emails or even shipping out orders, that's gonna turn people away. Take the effort to do the job right. If you do your job well enough, people will start advertising for you and vouching for you. Now, Mistakes happen and it is part of being human. But make sure you handle those with grace, maybe give a discount if you have to. And just try to realize that, yeah, while you're doing this to bring in money, it's not all about that. Because the second you only care about money, then no one's going to care about you. And there's also one more side point that I wanted to talk about very briefly, and that's just this. If you start a store, make sure you can actually maintain it. The biggest reason that I've seen stores stop or fail is simply because they couldn't keep it going. I know of, at minimum, 3 different stores already who had to close either temporarily or permanently because the owner went to college, which just isn't really fair to the community. In one of these cases, I was actually going to make a video about one of those stores today, but they've closed down, and I can't talk about them if there's nothing to talk about. And what's even worse is that the order was wrong, and I can't contact them about it now. And don't get me wrong, college is important, but if you're going to be providing a service to people, make sure you can actually provide the service. So those are my 3 points when it comes to starting your own store for the custom LEGO community. Pick a name, keep it simple. Put yourself out there, usually by building a platform on some sort of social media. And take the time to make sure you do a good job, and also actually do the service. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. If you are interested in buying part kits for custom LEGO sets, then maybe check out my store on thebrick.fun. If you haven't already, go ahead and make sure that you like and subscribe, and check me out on Instagram, Discord, or even on Patreon, where you can really help out the channel and get awesome shoutouts like Jonathan and Project Elements. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.